I'm going to show you how to build your own AI agent that nurtures leads through your email so that you don't have to. This is one of those systems that I build out for my clients that they absolutely love. Now, normally we plug it into some sort of email delivery system like a Go High Level or an Active Campaign or something else. But really, what this thing does is incredible. We have a lot of times for a lot of businesses leads that come into our inbox that we don't have time to respond to. On top of that, there is a difficulty to be able to nurture those leads with custom messages. So we're going to be building this AI agent that can look at the emails, see what's going on, and have a conversation with those leads and then warm them up to eventually they are getting ready to buy from you. So if that sounds interesting, we're going to be jumping into that today. And if you don't know me, my name is Dylan. I build automated systems using AI, known as AI agents, to upgrade the systems of entrepreneurs so that they can win the game of business. So without any further delay, let's get into it, shall we? All right. Here we have make.com. This is one of my favorite tools to use to be able to build some of these automated systems out. I just have a open scenario here that I have titled as AI Lead Nurture Email Part 1. The way that we're going to be doing this is we're going to say imagine a form comes in online and they filled it out as a lead for ourselves. So what I did is I went in and I went into type form. You can use whatever form that you like. And I made a very simple form. Inside of here, it says first name, last name, email, company name, and what automation services are you interested in? That's it. That's all I have here. When we go to hit share, we have a link here to be able to share that. So we can be able to see that right here come across just like this. And this is the shared link right here to be able to fill this out. So once we have a form ready, we're going to go in and we're going to need to grab that data from make.com. The way that we're going to be doing that is we're going to go inside of here, open up the Typeform module, and we're going to look for the instant watch responses. We're going to want to create a new hook here, and we're going to call this AI Lead Nurture Email Form Hook. And we are going to look for the title of, right here, the AI Lead Nurture. We're going to hit yes for that. So we've got that hook. We can show the address. There's the address if we need it. We're going to hit OK just like that. The next step in here we're going to want to add is a sleep module. Just give it a couple seconds to do a little bit of a delay for us. We'll add a 5-second delay for us just like that. And then we're going to have one more to be able to catch the type form. And we're going to have list responses. This is going to show all of the responses coming in for us. And we want to pick that same form that we have, just like this. All right, so we're going to click OK, just like that. Hit save so that we can save our work because Make does not save it for you automatically. And I have lost plenty of scenarios by not saving the form. So Make, if you're hearing me, please enable autosave. All right, on top of that, we've got that filled out. Great. So let's go ahead and we're going to kick through our first form. And we're going to do that just to test the data, and we have a data set to work with here. We're going to open this up for this form, and we're going to type in, we'll call this Delon, and we'll say Wilson. And we're going to have this be an email, Dylan at join, Dylan Watkins.com, one of my email addresses here, and we're going to call this the XYZ or XZY Corp, just like that. And we're going to say we're interested into a AI lead nurture system for emails. And then we're going to hit submit. All right, that has been submitted to our system here. We're going to run this through. And we are going to use the existing data coming through, just like that. That's going to wait 5 seconds. We're going to catch that response. We're going to open this up, and we're going to take a look at some of these answers. All right. Cool. So we have this inside of here. We've got the data coming through, and these are all the different fields that we have opened up. So we've got that data. Fantastic. The next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go inside of here, and we're going to want to add another variable or another module, and then we're going to want to set multiple variables just like this so that we can have access to these and make them simple to access. And so we're going to have this one be the first name, and then we're going to add in the last name just like that. We're going to open this up. We're going to go email, company name, and then we can add in service. Great. And then we're going to want to connect those variables, and we can see because we filled them out in Typeform, we can see in here's the information, so that we can see that this is the first name, this is the last name, this is the email right here, company name XYZ, and services. All right, we've connected those elements together just like that. Now we can be working with these elements over here. So we're just going to break this and separate it. We're going to move this over because we've already got that data set. Now inside of here, we're going to want to go down and select this most recent response. And we're only going to look for a limit of 1 right now because we just want that data set. So when we hit run, it's going to run, and it's going to populate over to these multiple set variables just like this. So now when we open this up, we can see we've captured that data set. And the next thing that we're going to want to do with this is we're now going to want to send this over to ChatGPT to be able to make another, to be able to convert that into an email message. Also, right before that, there's one more I wanted to add inside of here, and we're going to call this subject line. And we're going to have hi, and then we're going to make sure we grab that first name just like this and say just received your inquiry and had a quick question. All right. So we're going to title like that. So it's a custom subject line coming through for them. And then we're going to make this module using OpenAI. We're going to be plugging in to the chat completions API here. Select this education API. Or this and if you don't know how to do this, if you want to know how to go into and create a API key for this, all you really need to do is you just need to go into platform.openai.com. That's very simple. You can go inside of here, type in platform.openai.com, and then when you go to log inside of here, you just need to log in and then go to create a key inside of this section in here. I covered that in other videos, but you can check that out. So right now we're going to go inside. We'll select the 4.0 mini right now. It's small, it's cheap, it's fast. We don't need a lot going on here. And we're going to have a max of 500 tokens. That's all that's really needed. We go inside the roles. We can set the system, which kind of lets it know what it is, and says you are a helpful writing assistant. And then we're going to go into the just user response, just like this. And then we're going to want to type in a message and say, your job is to create an email to send to someone that just filled out a inquiry form for our automation services on our website. Here is the information they provided us. And then we're going to go first name, last name, email, company name, and service. And then we're going to go ahead and connect these to the variables we had here at the top, right? We have first name, last name, email, company, and services. And say, I want you to acknowledge the requested service and ask them what is the reason they want this service. What outcome do they hope to achieve with this service? All right. And that kind of lets us know we're going to be diving in not only what they want, but why they want it. Because if we understand why they want it, we can make sure that what we build matches the needs, and we can start with their success in mind. We're also going to tell it to do not write the subject line for this email. You will only write the body of the email when signing off from the email. I want you to use my information. I am Dylan Watkins. Company is DJW Consulting. My email is dylan@dylanjwatkins.com. Cool. So now that we have that just like that, we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And then we are going to save this, and we are going to run this just to see what ChatGPT does and see if it comes in the way we would like it to. We'll open this up, go into choices like this, messages, content. All right, hey, thank you for reaching out, XYZ Corp. Better understand, could you please tell me what prompted you to seek the service? Additionally, we'd love to know specific outcomes you'd hope to. Okay, cool. Looking forward to your response. Awesome. So there we go. That is a pretty clean, straightforward message that we have. Fantastic. The next step in this and what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to have this get populated into a Google Sheet so that we can track how the AI is responding to everything. The way that we're going to be doing that is I just made a simple form right here called AI Lead Nurture System with first name, last name, email, company, services, subject line 1, draft, all that fun stuff. And we are going to grab this ID here of this sheet. When we open this up just like this, we're going to connect this to Google Sheets, and we're going to say add row. We want to add a row just like that. And then we are going to go in and we're going to say select from all. We're going to put in the sheet ID just like that. And now it's going to be able to grab that sheet ID. We're going to name that sheet 1 because that's the title of the sheet. And now you can see that this has been populated with the titles of all the information. And so we're going to populate this as kind of a really quick and easy CRM system. Company name, service, and then we have the subject line just like that. And then the email draft. We're going to use this choices, messages from the ChatGPT module here, OpenAI module, and enter. So now that we've got all of that information just like that coming across, we can hit save. Now when we run this, we're going to be able to see that this will populate. If we look inside of here, boom. And one other thing that we're going to want to do with this, I'm going to hit this, and we're going to go into format, wrapping, alignment just like that, just so that we can see it all on one page and it doesn't take up a ton of space. So that looks pretty good. And now we're going to go back inside of here. We know that all of that worked. And so then we want to be able to send off an email to be able to have this happen. So we can go into the email section in here, and we want to go into send an email. We will have it come from our email just like this. Subject line, we're going to want to hook up our subject line just like that. And this time we're just going to use plain text. We could use ChatGPT. We could do a markdown or write it in HTML and then have it be converted into HTML and get populated into here, but we're just going to use plain text for right now. When we open this up just like this into messages, content, we can populate that with the content just like that. And that should be good for sending the email. Oh, the recipient. We want to make sure that we add in the recipient of who that was from using my other email here. So this looks pretty good of what we have connected. So we have that email hooked up just like that. And so now when we have this hooked up, this will send the email across to our user within 30 seconds of them filling out the form, which is amazing because if you want to get more deals, as a lot of people have said, you want to be able to respond to your leads within 5 minutes to triple your closing rate. So if you want to have triple your closing rate, respond to your leads within 5 minutes. Now we're going to be building on top of this by adding multiple emails that are going to follow up to be able to have a conversation to dive more into their needs and do some back and forth. So let's dive more into that right now. So now this is going to come across. We're going to want to be able to send them a message, but then be able to grab that data and send it back. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to hit save here real quick. So we have this saved just like this, and we're going to need to create another module. The next module that we're going to want to make is I'm going to open this up here, and we're going to go into another module and or another scenario here. I'm going to call it AI lead nurture. We'll say email part 2. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to create a webhook, and we're going to go inside here. Let's go ahead and delete this and start from fresh. Start from fresh. Open this up, and we're going to use not a typical custom webhook, but we want a mail hook. Right? And what a mail hook does is it's looking for mail coming in. It gives you a custom address instead of like a website link. It gives you an email link that allows us to hook back into that. And we're going to open this up, and we're going to call this AI lead nurture email 1. Just like that. Hit save. And now we have this link right here. We're going to save this, copy the address to the clipboard, and hit OK. Save that. And we're going to go into our email just inside of here. We're going to open up our settings. And we're going to go into a thing here that's going to be a forwarding address. And we're going to want to add a new forwarding address. And we're going to enter in that email address like this. And you can see this is coming from, this is a make mail hook. And you can see here, you can see the @ symbol shows us that this is an email address. And it's going to want us to approve it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hit open up our phone here because we always have two-factor verifications so that we can protect our email. I'm going to open up my phone. Google's going to pop up on my phone. Mark it yes, and then you hit the number 8, just like this on your phone. Boom, approval. Now we are in. We're going to hit proceed. Perfect. The next step inside of here is you're going to want to be able to resend and verify that email so that we know that that comes through. So we're going to turn this on. And we are going to run this once. Use existing data. Open up this text. And then inside of here, we can see that we have this section, this verification section. You can see, click this to cancel this. Well, we don't want to cancel this. It says click this to confirm your request. Now you see where it says confirm your request. This lets Google know that we are going to approve this mail hook. So we open this up. We hit confirm. Confirmation has been successful. And with that confirmation being successful, we now have been able to add in this new hook inside of here. So when we go to create this filter, settings, go here, filter this, create a new filter, subject line, enter the subject line, create filter, forward address, and we can see that we've got this new mail hook coming in here, create this filter. Following steps to Google application once it pops up. Click continue. I'm going to verify this. A lot of verifications going on in here. Open that up. All right, so now we've gotten that filtered address coming through. And so we're going to want to test this because we want to make sure that this will actually get filtered over. So I'm going to go ahead here and we are going to delete this message. We've got this running just as is. What we're going to really want to do is actually set up a couple of more modules to be able to go through this flow. And let's just go ahead, before we test it, we're going to go ahead and create a couple of different modules. And one of them is going to be search rows, because we're going to be looking for a way to be able to search for certain rows. Okay, we're going to want to search for different rows inside of here, and we're going to be doing this by grabbing, again, this ID of the sheet. We're going to go back inside of here in terms of spreadsheet ID from all. I'll drop in that link. Sheet name is that one, because that's the main one that we have. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to say, in terms of here, is this email equal to, and then we're going to grab the initial email that's coming through in here, and we want to say it's not necessarily equal to, but we want to say equal to case insensitive, because sometimes the emails might come in capital coming in here, like it's a capital D, and this might be a lowercase d, and so it might mess it up inside of here when we go to run this. Limit, we're only really looking for one, because we're just looking for that first time it comes across. We're going to hit save just like that, so we've got all the data inside of here. We're going to be searching through, looking for that first email coming across inside of this row. We can tell that this is the row 2 that's going to come across on. Hit save. And then the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to set multiple variables here so that we can use them later on. So we're going to say this one for first name. We could add in email. We can give that a subject line, and then we could also feed in the row number here as well. Now this row number is where we're going to be getting this from the searched rows based upon the email found. Subject line will be one more follow up about your inquiry. Call it that. Email, again, it's going to be the same email that we're going to be using over here. And then first name, we know that that first name, we can pull that from here if we wanted to, but because we're searching for those rows, we're going to get that first name right from here, because we're going to grab that bundle, which is great. Oh, and we also want to get the email response, the text, right? And if we wanted to, we can grab the initial emails, and so we can grab that by getting inside of here called email draft 1. Right, so now we're going to have the original email we wrote, their response, their row, the subject line for the next one, their email, and their first name. Right, so it's a lot of really good data inside of here. Then what we can do is we can open up a ChatGPT module here, go inside of here. We're going to pick model basic mini right here. Max tokens, let's give it a 2,000 is probably overkill, but we'll be good with this. System, you are a helpful writing assistant. We can go into messages inside of here, role, user, and we can say your job is to analyze the email and pull out why they want our services, and then write a follow-up email to them asking them what have they tried in the past to get to solve this problem. This is just one of those, like, in terms of sales, trying to understand what are their needs, what have they tried, what are their goals, what do they want. And so it's just that just shows you an idea of what's possible of being able to kind of lead them down a logical buying decision path. Here is their first name to be used for the email. Here is the email they wrote. Here is what we wrote to them originally. All right, so now we're going to be feeding in. Let's just change the order of this. There we go. Here's what they wrote in response to our first email. And then we're going to say something like, when writing the email, be sure to not write the subject line and to sign off with my information. I am Dylan Watkins, company DJW Consulting, and then email is Dylan at dylanjwatkins.com. Great. Cool. And now that we have that, what we can do here is we can take this data set and we can dump it back into this update row. So we can update row. We're going to grab this ID again, just like that. Search path, enter, select from all. Sheet name is sheet 1, row number, and this is where we're going to get that row number from here. Hit refresh. This will update with this information inside of here, and we can take this second email from this ChatGPT here. We can update that with our second email written just like this. Now we could do the back and forth where we're actually grabbing, you know, what they said and what we said and what they said, and that could work. So let's just show you what that would look like. Our email to them, we can put leads first response, and over here we'll go email our second email. We'll call this our first email. And that should be pretty good. And so if that's the case, we're going to hit refresh one more time just so that we can grab this and chuck it in there. We're going to have this, their first response is going to be coming in from their body of their text inside of here just so we can save it. We've saved that email from them. And then our second email response to that is going to be right here like that. And now we're going to be updating that information. So we have that now captured just like that. Hit save. And then finally, what we're going to want to be able to do is be able to fire off this email back to them. So we're going to open this up, send an email. Over here, I'm going to grab this subject line that we're using, plain text. We're going to make sure that we're going to be using their email from over here. We're going to use the contact from ChatGPT right here, which is going to be what we wrote to them. There we go. Messages, content. There we go. Perfect. So now, in theory, what should be happening, I'm going to hit save, and we're going to roll through this right now, is when I respond to that initial email, I'm going to turn this on. This should automatically write a follow-up email. We have this one inside of here, just like this. And so we're just gonna, this was some ones from before. We're gonna grab this message. You know, hi, I want to respond to my leads faster, my services, cool, just like that. We're gonna hit enter. We're gonna hit send like that. That should pop back into here in just a hot second, ideally. There it goes. Fire it off, update, 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 and sent. So if we look inside of here now, we can see that we have this, we have how they responded. Oh, we did not shove in our second message inside of there. So let's just take a look at this real quick. Choices, bundles, message, content. I understand that your goals are to respond to leads more efficiently while gaining insights to their services. I definitely highlight the need for a streamlined approach to nurturing. To gain a better understanding of the current situation, could you share what strategies or tools have you tried in the past? Knowing what has worked has helped us tailor our AI search solution for you. Okay, cool. So there we go. It did write the email. Inside of here, it looks like we just populated the first response with what they said and the choices with the second one. That should be right then. Okay, there's the thank you for reaching out. I really want to be able to do this. And it looks like we didn't update this section inside of here, our second email. It looks like it is updated. Choices, messages, content. Let's see if we received that email back. Oh, there it is. One more follow-up about your inquiry. Cool. Hey, Dylan, thank you for your response. I understand the main goals are to leads more efficiently. Help you understand these things. Great. All right, so this did work inside of here, and we can see that this did send the message across inside of here. I think because this was actually, I'm pretty sure that I was on this page and it was active right now, so it couldn't update it because I was already on top of it. And because I already had this highlighted, it wasn't able to save in this one location. So all of that looks good. The system works. We've been able to successfully be able to grab a form data, analyze it with AI, send an instant response, wait for them to respond back, grab that information, save that into our database, and then send them a follow-up messages understanding their needs, what they've tried in the past, why they want this thing, and all that stuff. So if you wanted to continue to do these loops, what you would do is you would do another form, right? You would look for another filter. You would filter their actual subject line. You'd mail hook it in again. You'd loop through the process again, and all the time extracting data out, finding out what have they tried, what do they struggle with, what does this look like, and using AI to have this conversation with them. So stay tuned for more automated systems and AI agents. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day, everybody. Enjoy yourselves, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye now.